Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something for the first time, which is reviewing a game. And the game I'm reviewing is The Division. Sorry about my dog barking in the background. It is early in the morning and they are probably getting fed right now. So, I know the game's been out for a while, and I always wait for a while till I tell my friends my opinions on games, but I only do that so that way I have enough time to fully understand and appreciate the game. The first thing I want to address is a lot of the negative comments I've heard about The Division is the map is too small. That's the map. I personally don't think it's too small because you have to walk everywhere. And then the Dark Zone is obviously the PvP area, which we'll get into that a little later. And it just, I don't know, to me, I really like how the Dark Zone is. I like how big the map is, I like that. Some of the cooler features is how the map interfaces once you get out of the map, how it leaves the residue of the buildings around, so that way if you're trying to make plans when in the Dark Zone, it works a little better. There are these random civilians that will walk around and want you to give them stuff. I always give people everything. And then there's what these are, which are encounters. These give you certain check tree points, and each one's associated with a check. Like this one is for the security wing, so that way I can earn credits to upgrade my security wing. That was a double. The gunplay in this reminds me a lot of everything else that, you know, Tom Clancy and Ubisoft have done. Like, it feels like I'm using a gun in Siege almost, but each gun feels powerful in their own way. Like, that is an assault rifle. The LMG, you can tell the bullets are slower, but the clip size is well worth it. I wasn't planning on walking into a counter while doing this review, but for the sake of the review, I guess I can do an encounter. The cover system is pretty standard. Hold A to move from cover to cover. The whole 9 yards. I should actually probably focus on you first, now that you're gone. Loot is in the tiered system as always. Like, I just got a weapon mod. One second. As soon as I get this guy gone, I can focus on recording. And you can... That guy just tried quick shielding me. The missions in this game, the story in this game is really good. It's very interesting what happens. I'm not going to spoil the story for you at all. People complain that the story wasn't feeling enough, and I find each and every mission engaging. It's not like Destiny where I was going into each mission like, oh sweet, this is, you know, this is going to help me level up. I'm going into each mission like, okay, you know, what's a little bit of plot I'm going to get this time? As you can see, I've sunk a lot of hours into this, and I'm only level 15. I have friends that have played less time and are higher level. I spent a couple hours in the Dark Zone at a lower level, just getting familiarized with it. Because I do plan on doing some Dark Zone videos for you guys. As you can see, the LMG takes longer. It's like any video game. Each weapon has their perks. You'll find weapons you like. The icons next to people's names are what they are. The one I just killed was a Grenader. From what I can understand, this is just like a standard, like, run-of-the-mill grunt almost, is what those ones are.
Warning, hostile forces approaching.
Let's go grab my loot. The loot's in a tiered system, white being the worst, green being okay, blue being a lot better, and then as always, purple being to the rare. The ability I just used is the pulse ability. I'm not going to go too deep into the abilities. I'm just going to go into the ones I personally use, because I want you guys to be able to figure what works for you. This ability that I'm using right now is my Seeker Mine that's modded to split up into multiple targets. Or it just went after one person there, which is really weird. You have unlimited... Oh,
Area secured.
there we go. Now I can focus on doing this. As you can see, I got XP credits and security wing supplies, which is what I call the security wing credits. The cool thing about this game is, let me go to inventory. Here's how your inventory breaks down. We have, you know, your primary weapon, your secondary, and then you have your sidearm. I don't know why I lost how to say sidearm for some odd reason. These are all the weapon mods that you can apply or break. I mean, depending on what you want. I always keep extras. I don't use a lot of them for obvious reasons, but I'll show you how my weapons are modded. And then you have your chest, face, legs. It's just how they break the armor system down. And each one of these affect, I don't think I had ones to swap to. Your primary DPS is affected by your armor, your health is affected by your armor, and your skill power is affected by your armor. And you can mod these too once you have pieces that are moddable. Like, I'll show you. If I swap down to this, one second. I was losing my voice there for a second. If I swap down to this, my DPS is going to go up by quite a bit, but everything else is going to drop. And I don't like that. Then you have your character, which shows you, you know, your primary attributes, your weapon damage, your crit. This shows you all your stats, just like if you're playing Diablo. Your pouches, your consumables, your ammo, your keys, your crafting resources. I have one med kit. And then this is the interesting, the appearance. You can change your, like, your armor doesn't affect your cosmetics, which I find very interesting. And actually, I like that jacket. No, I like my cop jacket a little bit better. And then, you know, you have your scarves. I have the police boots on. I just got a new shirt, so I do want to check that one out. I like that blue. Pants and then hats. And it's very interesting how this, you know, in the end works. Like, I can be like, oh, I'm a hunter, a firefighter, I'm a paramedic. And it doesn't affect your character at all. It's purely just aesthetic, which is something a lot of games get lost when they're meshing stuff up. These are your abilities, and they're broken down by the 3 tech trees. You have medical, tech, and security. And these are all the abilities, but you can mod each one, and you're sort of going to play like I used to use first aid, I used to use support station, and I used to use ballistic shield, but now I broke it down to these because these are the ones that are handy to me. Your talents, you can only have, if you look down at the bottom, you have slots. So right now I have 2. Once you max level, you can have 4. And these are basically, if you look at it, like Call of Duty perks. That's what these are. That's the best way to describe these. And then you have perks. These are active at all times. And, you know, you get them from each time you upgrade one of your wings. Like when I upgraded my medical wing, I got, you know, reviews all contaminated areas on the map and the extra dark zone inventory. And all these are active at the same time, which is something, it's actually very interesting to me. I thought they weren't going to do it that way, but they did. But that's enough of the menu, so let's break into the gameplay a bit. Let me give you a couple cons, because I have been talking about this very highly. One of the cons is, as you're going to about to see, there's a lot of time where you're walking and there's nothing. This doesn't count. No way, shape, or form does this count, because it's very... finding people like that is a very rare... It's very rare to find people like this. I think it's funny, right as I went to bring it up, we find people, which...
Hey, it's me. Don't be dead yet. I've been working on a couple of green poison bits for the open mic night.
And if you find the boxes on the map with the guns are usually guns, and these 3 lines are usually just supplies. It says it right around here. Like it gives you random, like a grenade or a med pit or tear gas.
And I'm thinking maybe I ought to give this God.
I'm gonna stop this transmission.
Not commit.
Jesus, that's annoying. But as I was talking about it, we walk into people. It is very rare sometimes to run into encounters like this. Like, you'll go quite a bit of time when walking from place to place without really finding anything. There are these random like crash drones and stuff like that, and then there is side missions. Like, oh, recover, and you get blueprints for crafting and stuff like that, which is very interesting. But a large chunk of this game is walking around without really doing anything. Like, I shoot the animals, and that's what kept me sane is, you know, murdering all the innocent animals. But you'll find your own things with this game that you do and don't like. Like, please formulate your own opinion. I'm just giving you my basis on what I thought made this game a good game and what made this game a game that could be better. Okay, so you need stuff. Oh, clothing. So, this type of blue is a clothing item, and you get these from when you help people. Nope. Okay. Well, I was trying to see if she would walk normal, because... Okay, so to get there, I'm going to need to find another way up. That's one other thing that's annoying, is constantly trying to figure out how to get to certain places. I'm not actually even going to worry about this crash drone. I'll just go to this side mission.
Agent, I got word from an informant that the cleaners had a bind open. Agent, people are being held hostage.
But with this game, playing it... Let me stop the transmission so I don't have that going in the background. Playing this game, like, solo is still just as fun as playing it with friends. With friends, I find us making cracks a lot more, and we do try to... Ooh, weapon parts. And see, there's things like this where it's phantom. Like, it's like, oh, hey, it's here. And you're like, okay, where? And then it's nothing. And I mean, it happens with any game, especially one of this magnitude. There's...
What I'm seeing here are the bravest men.
Hold on.
Agent, I got word from an informant that the cleaners had a binder with some useful information. So, keep in mind the eye is really just an illusion of biology. The point is, we need information.
The sewers are the form of fast travel, sort of. Like, if you don't want to actually fast travel and you want to go from one area to the other, that's what I've used the sewers for. But apparently there are side missions that take you into the sewers, which is interesting. Because you can get lost very quickly in the sewers. See how many enemies are here? 2? Yeah, 2. Find my way to the next room. So yeah, there's a lot of this, and as you can see, I've been playing... I barely, like, XP comes off of getting stuff, not kills. Yeah, you can easily run around and just murder everything. You're not going to level up the greatest off of that. There are... Hold on. There are pieces of armor that give you increased XP per kill, and if you have a setup like that, then yeah, arguably you can level up off of that. But that requires having a very, very good set. So, I'm going to sort of wrap up my review. The story's great. I'm not going to spoil any of the story for you. The Dark Zone is nothing but intense. I was playing the Dark Zone with some friends. We were in game chat, and we were helping out another group. And we were, you know, almost done with the extraction, getting ready to get all our gear out of there, and then I decided that I wanted that person's gear. Like, I don't know if they had something better than me. They could have had something worse. We had been helping each other out for like a half hour. And so I turned on him, and me and my team had to execute the other team. And it's one of those things where you're like, you gotta make that judgment call. Is this gonna be worth it? And I'm not gonna lie, it's always gonna be worth it to betray people in the dark zone. Don't trust anybody in this game. That's your first mistake. Alright, now that the sniper's gone, I got this. So yeah, the dark zone is non-stop just trying to figure out what's the smartest move for me to do. What's my next step of action? Where's that grenade's gonna soar over me? And then the greatest is making them blow themselves up. Heal real quick. The green bar above my health is when I overheal. It gives me just a little bit of extra health. Oh. And you guys get to see how great of a shot I am. Ooh. So in the end, my final review about the game, if I was gonna score this on a scale out of 10, like let's say if I was doing, 8 out of 8, I would probably give this a solid 8.9, almost a 9. The pros are, it's a great story. Constantly finding better loot. You have that sense of the grind is worth it. It's not like Destiny where when you reach max level, it's like, okay, there's no reason for me to grind anymore. Like, I've already got everything. Like, there's an elite. Great. You guys get to see me battle an elite for the first time solo. So the sense of grind is a lot better. Don't do what I did. Don't be like me, guys. Do good at video games. The sense of grind is worth it. I equipped it. I just took a buff that makes my bullets explosive, hoping that would help me. And I died. So I'll call that because it's going to make me respawn at base of operations. So, pros, good story, replayability is good, PvP is intense because it's not really, it could be PvE. The PvP, you could do PvE if you trust the people around you. Playing game chat. Don't make my mistake in party chat because you don't hear people planning to betray you and take your loot. That's one other thing about the Dark Zone that I forgot to mention, was that in the Dark Zone, if you don't extract your loot, you don't get it. You can be full of loot and lose it all in a heartbeat, which is absolutely the best. So the pros, the replayability, good PvP, weapon play is good, the grind's worth it. The cons, in between missions, there's not a lot of gameplay. It's a lot of walking around. Don't get me wrong, the scenery is beautiful, but they could have included more enemies. Just my opinion. The other con was day one. Sorry about that. The other con, I'm reading my list, and I write like a 3-year-old. So I gotta reread it every now and then in my head, and I read it out loud sometimes. The other con was day one. Like, let's say if you were in a safe house and not the main base of operations, and somebody was blocking the doorway, you couldn't get out. So that was a con, but they did work on that, and it seems not to be a problem anymore. Besides that, try it out for yourself, guys. Let me know what you think about it. If you guys do buy the game off of my, Tyler says 8.9 and it's not that good, remember this is my opinion of a game. Like, this is what I think. Please make your guys' own judgment calls. And as always, if you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe. Let me know if I should review other games. Yeah, this one almost went on for like 19 minutes, and I'm going to try to make all other reviews 12 minutes and under. As always, if you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe. I already said that, and I'll see you guys